It makes us proud to be future Americans.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes me, I'm so proud of America for people seeing it for finally what it is. I know you don't want to admit it, Europe, but your minds have just been blown. America has been descended upon by 40,000 Scottish fans in Boston, and it has fundamentally changed the way that Europe looks at America. What you're hearing from the media is nonsense.
This is something we're known for so long, and we're just happy that other people can see it as well.
The vibe in Boston has completely been shifted. If you've never watched our channel before, I'm Paul and this is Emily. And we're moving to America, and the reason that we've got this channel is to share our opinions, our perspectives, and more importantly share our experiences and the journey that we're actually on.
And also tell you guys why we love America and American people.
Yeah, exactly, just tell you why we love America. We're picking up ourselves, our dog, and moving to the great state of Tennessee, and this journey is ongoing. So if you like that kind of stuff and you like us and you want to be a part of this journey, then click below, subscribe, please. We would love it if you were here for this journey. You don't realise what you're reading in the newspapers is lies.
And also the future of like tourism going to America.
Unreal.
Well, everybody want to go now.
And it's the media in Europe portrays America as this absolutely insane place.
Dangerous to go.
Yeah. And it's not true. Like, we've travelled extensively in the States, and we know that there is no friendlier people in the world.
They take care of all the football fans, invite them for like barbecues, for drinks, they invited them to their home, and I'm like, this is what we knew.
This is what we already knew, right? And we've been banging on and telling people, like, what you're hearing from the media is nonsense. What people are saying about, you know, how America really is. Is not right.
And we've been saying this for so long, and people have been like, yeah, but then I read this in the news, blah, 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 blah. But now when you see actual videos, real example of how friendly people are, how they take care of the people that come there, it's insane.
Exactly. Everything you've heard is a tiny, tiny, tiny perspective of just a narrow slice of America, 1%. And the 99% is what you're seeing with these Scottish fans in Boston.
And how they all want to stay there now.
Yeah.
Nobody want to go back.
Nobody wants to go back. Literally, people are literally staying in Boston and extending their trips.
And you know what? They're welcome.
Yeah.
I've also seen so many like Instagram posts and TikToks about like people in Boston saying, please don't leave, stay. We love the vibe you're bringing.
Exactly.
Please stay.
There's a video, there's one guy, and he's like, these men must be protected at all costs.
Yeah.
The vibe in Boston has completely been shifted. They're running about on pallets and pushing each other around on grocery carts and playing the bagpipes at 5 in the morning.
I know, it's so good.
Just wild.
And it's also welcome, like they're joining in. We're seeing like all these like policemen joining in and dancing with all the fans. Like, it looks insane.
Absolutely mental. You know, I could not be happier. Happy as Larry, could not be happier that this has happened, because I never honestly realised how much of an impact this would have on the world. I never knew, in all honesty, I was very naive about where this would go, but it has done something that is greater than the sum of its parts.
And it happened so fast.
Yeah, days. It just took days.
Yeah.
And the media everywhere has been proved to be absolute fools. You could not have made them look any dumber and have exposed their lies any deeper than just sending a troop of people.
But you can't go back now.
No, it's done. The cat is out of the bag.
Yeah.
And it's only that we've been banging on about this for a long time that people are starting to realise, and you're right, it needed a big influx of people.
But you know what? Nobody's happier than we are.
No.
Because we're so sick of trying to sell this and just to like deaf ears. But
Exactly.
now we're like, yeah.
Come on, like, now that Scotland has turned up, and Sweden's going to have its chance.
Do you know what? Last time we were in the States playing football, actually, no, do you know what? Last time we played the World Cup was in the States. So now we're back, and that was in the 90s, and now we're back. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. It's fate. But people just don't realise and understand the scale and the way that Americans do things. And I think it can be boiled down to like this, right? Europe is kind of small, right? And it's cut up in all these different little countries. But America is so vast and huge and expansive that in essence, why would you build anything small when you've got that much space to occupy, right? Of course you're going to build a Walmart that's as big as a UK housing estate. Because why wouldn't you? Then you can fit all the stuff in that anybody's ever wanted.
But the funny thing is, it's always been seen as a bad thing. Like everything is big, it's too much, too grand, everybody's like loud or whatever. But now, who's the loudest people? It's the Scottish people. And now the Americans are like, wait, what about the English fans, the Scottish fans? They're crazy. So now the Europeans are the crazy ones.
Exactly. So don't pretend like you are all like meek.
You don't like loud people.
That's
what makes us proud when we see these videos. We're like, come on.
Exactly. Never mind the patriotism, right? This Tartan Army has turned up. And the irony is that in the UK, we're not allowed to put up like big flags and stuff like that. Like that's not really a thing here, because in certain places in the UK, actually you can get in quite a lot of trouble for putting up the Scottish flag or putting up the English flag. People are just proud of where they're from, and it's so nice to see that a blend of American patriotism and the Scottish patriotism, because they're not at odds with each other. They're just coexisting in this beautiful way that are complementing each other. Same will happen with Sweden, same will happen with any country. And if it was...
Yeah, you see it in every country.
Yeah.
And we saw this clip, and it was just like 4 different countries waving their flags and an American police in the middle just dancing.
Yeah, unbelievable. And that is the essence of this topic of this video, is that we've just been sitting there, our feeds are just filled with the Scottish and all the different fans from all over the world. And we're like, look, Emily, this is how it's supposed to be.
And you know what we're hoping? That all of this will still be there when we get there, because we're only there in 2.5 weeks. So hopefully, maybe one of our teams are still there. We don't know. But if not, we will still celebrate with everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're flying into Boston as a connecting flight.
Yeah, which was the best.
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
And we had no clue.
But we're going to be late for the party, so
yeah, I know.
No Scotland,
but
no party.
Hopefully the airport will be like full of people.
Hopefully it'll still be buzzing.
Yeah,
but
it will
let's see. Let's see.
It will be.
But it's just it's a beautiful sight, and it makes us proud to be future Americans.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes me. I'm so proud of America for people seeing it for finally what it is.
But also for me, it's mostly again about the hospitality, how all these crazy fans have been treated when they get there. People are opening their doors, they're throwing barbecues and saying welcome, which is so nice. They're celebrating, and they're celebrating with them, which is so nice.
I just think that this was destined to happen. Like the time is right, the world is healing. The American patriotism, that fusion of having
because you know what we've seen from like other countries when they had the World Cups in, it's not been seen as the same. They've been seen they're destroying a street, they're filling up the pub, they're being loud, they're being messy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any of that.
But that's the Tartan Army. People don't get this, right? And this is where I think we've got a really unique perspective, is that the Tartan Army are a team of guys that are just patriotic Scottishmen. They will go there. They went to Trafalgar Square for a game about a year and a half ago. Partied in Trafalgar Square in central London till 5 or 6 a.m. the next day after the game. And they all went to the shop and they bought like big trash bags, came back and cleaned everything up.
And that basically hit the news because they did not expect that to happen from a football fan. They did not.
Yeah, and that's the essence of like what we're like when we go places. We're respectful, we're kind.
I just hope that I love the Swedish football fans, right? But I hope that they will make as much noise as the Scottish. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but
no, I mean,
that would be so good to see.
Controversial take: baseball and rounders, similar rule set, but
sort of.
It is. It's based
as
on
what we understand.
Tell us if we're wrong in the comments, right? Please, because
that's how I see it, and that what makes me understand it.
Yeah. I heard it was based on rounders, right? And I played a lot of rounders. I'm like a rounders.
You did it in school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Played it in school.
I did that as well.
So if it's basically rounders with extra hot dogs, then I'm game.
Yeah.
And especially.
And a bit more complicated rules. We're down.
The funniest thing that I saw, in my opinion, is all the American fast food places letting these Scottish people try different new foods, and their faces, dude, honestly, it's reaction channel gold. Like the people are eating things that they're just like, they're melting, their brains are melting into their skulls. They're like, what is this? Like, we've only got, you guys are deep frying this stuff, but it tastes of something.
Yeah, but not just that. It's all like the different types of like soups and stews they never tried. All different types of like how you cook the seafood, all the spices, everything. Which is also, for us, every time they go to the US, it's a food trip.
Yeah, always. I owe the guy who said, let's play it in Boston, a drink. Whoever that guy is that said, let's put Scottish people in Boston and have it held there, I owe you a beer, sir. Because that combo is just absolutely unreal. With the Boston food scene and the way that the Bostonians are as people, and that's a place we've never been, but we'd love to go now. Like, honestly, like that is firmly in the bucket
And you know what
list.
I'm looking forward to? So Sweden is playing in Texas, right? Can you imagine that combo? All the Swedes experiencing like the Texas hospitality.
We might have to
the
dip in for that.
Texas food. They're gonna go loco.
We might have to dip in for that, Emily.
Do you know what? I'm trying to check if we're still there or not.
Oh my God, dude, if we're still there, we're definitely maybe going to have to dip in and, yeah, oh my God. Jesus,
Yeah.
why are you doing this to me,
Dallas,
God?
baby.
Okay, question time. If there was one place in America that you could take 20, 30,000 people of any nationality
I think we
from
should
Europe,
say one state and one city.
yeah, one state and one city that you could take 20 or 30,000 people and put them in so that they would experience America for what it truly is, where is it? We want your answer in the
That's-
comments. Tell us where it is,
Because we want to go.
because we want to go.
And
but-
we want to tell people about it
yeah,
as well.
and we want to showcase it and show it on the channel. But I think Boston's done an amazing job of showing the
Yeah.
world what America's really like. But it would be so good to see where else there is. I'm sure you guys have got the knowledge.
Must
and
be so many more cool places.
yeah, and let us know where you're watching from, etc. Because we want to know. We want to discover America. Like for us, it's with eyes unclouded with judgment, but with true love.
And you guys know the best. So.
Yeah. So let us know. Get your answers down there.
And also the future of like tourism going to America.
Unreal.
Will everybody want to go now?
And it's the media in Europe portrays America as this absolutely insane place where it's just bang bang problems and this and
Dangerous
issues.
to go.
Yeah, and it's not true. Like we've travelled extensively in the States, and we know that there is no friendlier people in the world. There is no greater degree of hospitality we've ever experienced.
But also not just that, we traveled so many other different countries. We traveled so much in
Yeah.
Europe, but we still prefer to go to the States.
By
for
contrast,
holiday. Yeah.
exactly. So by contrast, it's the friendliest place in the world I've ever visited. And I think by the last count I had checked that we had done about 80 countries. So I've travelled personally to 83 countries.
And I'm done something similar.
Yeah, something similar. So, we know from perspective across Western Europe, Eastern Europe, that there's nowhere like it. And it blew our minds and took so long for us to adapt, to understand that it wasn't this cold, harsh place like Europe can be. And when we went there, slowly but surely, America has brung out the best
And
in
not
us.
just that, when it comes to the food culture, I can't stop saying it, but we've been told that it's just fast food, no good
Not true,
food,
dude.
massive portions, taste like nothing. The opposite.
Total
The
bullshit.
opposite.
It's important to remember, like, what we experience, US media and like the UK and stuff, we just get fed like Grand Theft Auto. Even Grand Theft Auto was made by a British company, right? They were based in Edinburgh, Rockstar Games, and their idea of America was Grand Theft Auto, right? So when we've grew up, all we've seen is craziness, the violence, and this is not true, right? This is not what's happening in America. But then you go there, and it is the chillest place in the world. Everybody is super friendly, and that doesn't penetrate the European media.
There's so many people missing out on
Yeah.
actually experience America
Exactly.
and the culture for what it actually is. Because people obviously see that and get scared and feel like, ooh.
I shouldn't go, I
yeah.
shouldn't go. But it's your ancestors, our European ancestors went there, and they say, like in Europe and the media, oh, America doesn't have any culture. But it does. It has every culture in the world, because America is this giant melting pot
Yeah.
of
So
every culture.
Yeah, and so many countries and
Yeah.
food cultures, and that's why it's like
It's wild,
Yeah,
dude.
it's next level.
Like, we've been walking down the street before, and house after house in neighbourhoods in Tennessee, you'll see a USA flag hanging out in the front porch, and then right next to it, across the other side of the house, you'll have an Irish flag. You walk down, then you've got an American flag, and you've got the Fleur de Lis, the New Orleans flag, and then go down, you've got the lion rampant flag, like a Scottish flag. Then you've got the German, the French, the Swiss. We've seen neighbourhoods that have literally decided that they're going to post their nationalities on the front of their house and tell you, I'm American first. It's the first thing you see. Next thing you see is their sub-nationality. like from where they descended from. That's pride, and we just do not have that in the UK. But America, they're not scared, and that makes me so happy to the bottom, to my core. You've no idea, like the joy I feel when I see Americans celebrate their patriotic nature. Like, I love it. And I love you guys for it. You make it happen.
Because we are foodies and we love good food. And
Yeah.
the amount of amazing food from these tiny little independent places within the US has
Just
been
some
insane.
guy that's
It's
just
still on
making-
the top there
Yeah,
of
just-
like the best food I ever had in my life.
Some guy that's just come up with one recipe, and it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
simple.
food truck somewhere.
But like great quality.
Unreal. And you don't have that diversity of food. And the cat is out of the bag, and the media look like the fools that they are, because for decades that us in Europe have been lied to about what America is.
And how American people are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've been deceived. Like, it's sad, and it infuriates me, because I've been one of the only people that know, and you've been one of the only people I know, that when we say, oh, we're going to America, people are like, oh, maybe I'll never see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe you will never see me
And
again.
not just that, there's been also, why are you going there? Why don't you go somewhere else? And we're like, do you know what? If you don't understand it, it's fine. But now I think they do.
Yeah, and I just cannot explain to you how happy I am right now. I love you, America. Honestly, you've done the world. You've
I
done.
just can't wait to go.
Yeah.
This just makes me think about all the things that the media made me believe about the States before I went to actually experience it myself. And like, yeah, one of the main one was that people were obnoxious, loud, didn't care about you, just care about themselves. The food would make you sick. It was also unsafe to go there. And
Rubbish.
yeah,
Do you know
that
what I
was,
mean?
That
Like,
was what
I
we
would-
were been told.
We were fed that same nonsense, right? And it's all by the European media, the British media. They want to make you think that this is the centre of the universe. I'll tell you this, and this is a controversial point. I'm really sensitive to food. If I eat something and it doesn't agree with me, it really can land me in a lot of like pain, a lot quickly with my like rheumatoid arthritis. And you know what? See, when I go to America and I eat stuff, I actually feel loads better. I actually feel loads
And that
better.
actually never happened to you.
Yeah,
that you felt
never
bad.
get like once a week here I'll be paralysed because I've ate something that's like got chemicals in it, and that never happens to me ever in America. Not one time has it ever happened, which is crazy now that I think about it. That's wild. So they say, oh, the Americans have chemicals in their foods. Yeah, but they have it worse here in the UK. The standards for a lot of some of the foods that we get fed is ridiculously disgusting. Like, you would not believe some of the standards that are in place here. You guys, and I know American people,
And also tasteless.
tasteless.
Yeah.
Tasteless. It's like we had a watermelon the other day, and it was just water. There weren't any melon. It
But
just
also like the
tastes like nothing.
spices that are used, like here we love seafood, right? But there's never any flavor.
Yeah.
There's no spices mixed, and the way you cook it is just a boiled shrimp.
Yeah, basically. So when
In water.
when we go to try and eat some like cuisine somewhere, like seafood or whatever, it never hits. But then as soon as you go to America, you go like, oh, can I have some of this? And then you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
That's why it's so enjoyable to watch
And
those.
also like because I'm a pickle girl, right? I love pickles. And when we went to
Oh, dude.
a basketball game, and I looked to my right, and this guy is sitting with a pickle this side, just munching away. I was like, wait, this is my country.
As soon as we get to the States,
This is my country.
as soon as we get there, we're getting Grillo's
But I
pickles.
can just have a snack.
Just eating a pickle. Yeah.
Openly.
As soon as we get there, we're getting Grillo's pickles.
Yeah.
Right, and we're going pickle crazy in Tennessee. It's
Yeah.
happening. There's pickle beer. I can't wait to try the Grillo's pickle beer that they've got. Pickle
Yeah.
juice and beer. Yes.
That's where I had my first pickle martini. Didn't know
Ex-
that was a thing.
I heard it's well, I call it a redneck martini. Like, but you know, I get to say that. I'm a redneck, basically. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a redneck engineer. You have no idea how much stuff in my house is held together with duct tape and cable ties, right? It's my special skill. I can fix anything. I can build you anything with duct tape and
But
cable
it's not
ties.
going to last long.
No, it lasts just long enough for you to not be injured. That's all I've been asked to do. But we're so excited to come back. If there's anything that we missed in terms of like food, we'd love to know what we should be trying in Tennessee.
Anything random to try because our palates are very open, let's say.
Yeah,
We love
definitely.
everything.
Definitely up for whatever. So any comments, suggestions about our trip, and I would love to like run a bet in the comments, right?
Right.
Okay, so here's the challenge, right? This is the video challenge. What do you think are the chances of Scotland versus America, or is America still in the World Cup? They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, America versus Scotland, or Scotland versus Sweden, or Sweden versus America. What do you think are the chances of either one of those three
That would be the
being a
dream.
matchup? And I hope that we're there to watch some of it,
I
honestly.
hope so too.
Because that would be
I
mad
really do.
crazy. That would be insane.
We're bringing our football shirts, so
Put your bets in the comments. Yeah, we're wearing our football shirts
Yeah.
all the way there. So put your bets in the comments about who's going to, what matchups you see happening. I'd love to hear what your opinions are. And again, if you have never been here before, I'm Paul and this
and
is
I'm
Emily.
Emily.
And we are sharing our journey moving to Tennessee and exploring the rest of the United States. Tennessee is going to be our base, and we are just going to trek all about the United States and go crazy adventures and share it here on the channel, plus our opinions and our thoughts.
And you guys are gonna be with us in this amazing
The
trip.
whole journey. And if you want to have extra, like, up-to-date current contact with us, we've got a Patreon, completely free, doesn't cost you anything to join, and it's a super good way for us to keep in contact when we meet up or we go places, because we want to meet you guys.
Yeah.
We don't want to just be stuck behind the screen. We want to be friends with you people. This is what we created this channel
Yeah.
for, is to build like a group of friends and a group of people that we can share our experiences with. So don't be strangers, get on the Patreon.